just finished watching Avengers Endgame, and oh my god, that was absolutely incredible. I mean, I think everything about it is really incredible and really fun to watch. So yeah, I really enjoyed Avengers Endgame. I think it's not only a really great conclusion to the Infinity Saga in the MCU, but also a brand new beginning in general. Yeah, I really love it. Okay, I may not be a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog as a whole, but what was going on in the latest trailer for the movie that I just saw? Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. I think if they wanted to make a good Sonic the Hedgehog movie, don't cram in a buddy cop movie on it. But yeah, apparently that's what we're gonna get with this movie. So yeah, it's not really a good trailer at all. Well, just right out of nowhere, we got a trailer for Crawl, and it actually looks really intense. Yeah, it looks, like I said, it's not only, really intense, it's, very creepy, very atmospheric, and, it's all around, it's actually, looking pretty good, so yeah, and I know I, won't see it when it officially comes out, but from what I see in the trailer, it actually looks really good. Well, by the looks of it, we finally got a brand new trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, and I absolutely love it as much as I love the first trailer for it. Yeah, it's incredibly action-packed. It is incredibly well done, and just the way that it's coping up after the events of Endgame is absolutely incredible. So yeah, I really cannot wait to see it when it comes out. It looks awesome. Well, at long last, we finally got a trailer for It Chapter 2, and that was absolutely amazing. Yeah, I really love how creepy and how atmospheric it is, and it really did give me the chills a whole lot. So yeah, I guess if anything, the trailer for It Chapter 2, it is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait until this movie comes out. Well, by the looks of it, we finally got a teaser trailer for Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and I guess it looks alright. There were some parts that I'm a bit iffy about, but at the same time, I think there are some stuff that I couldn't meet my expectations. So yeah, I guess if anything, the teaser trailer is alright, but I'll know when I see it. Well, I guess by the looks of it, we all got out of seeing Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and how was it?
Amazing.
Yeah, and you?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was better than what I thought it was going to be, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I actually thought it was pretty good. So yeah, everything about it is just absolutely cute and amazing. Well, I guess everything else is a little lackluster, but regardless, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Well, by the looks of it, seeing how we're getting closer and closer to it, we got a brand new trailer for Toy Story 4, and it actually looks really good. Yeah, I really love on how the story looks. I love of how the characters are more interesting, and the animation is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I guess if anything, I'll be looking forward to seeing this movie. It looks really good. Well, to prep myself up for the live-action remake of it coming out this weekend, I think it makes sense if I take a look at the original version of Disney's Aladdin, and I really love this movie. Yeah, I really love the story. The characters are really interesting. The animation is breathtaking. The songs are spectacular, and it is really funny. So yeah, the original Aladdin, I love it a whole lot. Definitely one of my favorite Disney movies. Alright, I know I'm a day late for this one, but I actually saw the trailer for Terminator Dark Fate, and it does look pretty promising, but although I was really happy to hear Sarah Connor has actually came back for once, and it actually does promise some pretty good action. So yeah, who knows, maybe this could be good, or maybe it could be bad. We'll know when it comes out. Well, I just saw the trailer for Abominable, and it actually looks pretty cute. Yeah, just the idea of the Yeti actually being all cute and cuddly. Yeah, it's actually really wonderful, and yeah, visually the animation looks pretty good. So yeah, I guess if anything, I'll be looking forward to seeing it. It actually looks pretty promising. Well, I guess it's time for me to finish what I started by taking a look at part 2 of season 2 of Miraculous Ladybug with of course the episode I just saw, and it was actually pretty good. I mean, I never thought I would see the day that a supervillain would actually zombify anybody with the power of kisses. So yeah, this episode of Miraculous Ladybug, it was actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Man, since when did this episode suddenly became like a PG version of The Day After Tomorrow? But I guess nevertheless, I guess this episode of Miraculous Ladybug is actually pretty good and stuff, though. Though I guess it does make me wonder what would a PG version of The Day After Tomorrow will be like, but I guess for now, this is a really good episode. Well, all I can say that this episode of Miraculous Ladybug is so fun to watch, it almost makes me like, you know what? I really can't think of a rhyme. I think this episode actually did it for me, so yeah, it's actually really good. That's it. I have no words to say about this episode of Miraculous Ladybug. Not at all, but it's still pretty good nonetheless, so I literally had no words to say on this. Well, except for these three, don't get into trouble. Oh wait, that's four. Well, nevertheless, I'm done. Okay, I guess if anything, I think this episode of Miraculous Ladybug so far is probably now one of my favorites. Yeah, I love of how goofy and over the top it is. I love of how hilarious it is. And plus, Carapace is a really good addition to the group. So yeah, another one to add into the group. So yeah, I guess if anything, this episode, I really enjoyed it. I love it a whole lot. Well, if there's anything I remember from watching this episode of Miraculous Ladybug is that nightmares can be quite odd, to say the least, but yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, overall, pretty good episode, so I really don't know what to say to that. Well, another day, another episode of Miraculous Ladybug, I guess. Actually really amazing, yeah, just the way they showed it off, and everything they pulled through with what they were trying to do. I think they really did a great job at that, and plus, I think I really do admire the Reverser as a really great villain. So yeah, I guess if anything, I really enjoyed this episode. It's really great. Man, I never thought I would see the day that unlike the previous episode where it feels like a PG version of The Day After Tomorrow, this I just kind of felt that it actually does look a little bit like Frozen, literally. So yeah, overall pretty good episode, but I'm glad we're not living in winter anymore for this year. Well, by the looks of it, we actually got a start of a trilogy with this new episode of Miraculous Ladybug, and it's actually a really great start. Yeah, just the way on how everything's set up and what's going to be coming our way pretty soon. I'm really excited to see what's going on. So yeah, part one of this amazing trilogy, I really enjoyed it. Well, looks like I just finished up watching the second part of this amazing trilogy of a Miraculous Ladybug, and I love it as much as I love the first part. Yeah, I really love on how everything is all turned out, and plus Queen Bee is actually really impressive. And Emma, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'm starting to see the reason why you're now calling yourself Queen Emma Bee. Well, looks like we finally got the third and final installment to the Queen battling Miraculous Ladybug, and this is a really great one to go out on. Yeah, I really love on how Queen Bee or Chloe, for the most part, is slowly right about now redeeming herself right about now. So yeah, I say this episode is actually worth the watch. So yeah, a really great one for sure. Great one to wrap up the trilogy. Well, I just finished part one of the season 2 finale of Miraculous Ladybug, and this is actually really impressive. Yeah, I'm really loving on how action-packed it is. I love of how suspenseful it is, and I think I really love on what's going to happen next. So yeah, part one of the season 2 finale, I really love it. I'm really looking forward to seeing part 2. Well, I just finished watching part 2 of the season 2 finale of Miraculous Ladybug, and it's actually a really great one to end it on. Yeah, I love of how everything just wrapped up completely, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really looking forward to seeing season 3 when it comes out. So yeah, overall, it is a really great season. I love it a whole lot. I can't wait to see more. Well, I just got out of seeing the live-action Aladdin remake, I have to say. Well, I think I will say, I think visually it is impressive, and the songs I have to say are actually pretty good, but the rest I just kind of felt is a little bit clunky, a little bit disjointed, but But yeah, I guess if anything, nothing really that grand. So yeah, I guess if anything, I had a good time seeing the live action Aladdin, but I'm rather mixed by it. Well, to prep myself up for Godzilla King of the Monsters that's going to be coming out pretty soon, I think it makes sense if I take a look back at the 2014 Godzilla movie to prep myself up for that, and I have to say, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, I really didn't like of how they show very little Godzilla and the characters aren't that interesting, but the rest I thought was actually pretty good. So yeah, the 2014 Godzilla movie, I thought it was pretty good. Well, I just finished up watching Kong Skull Island, and I have to say, it was actually really good, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I really love how visually Skull Island looks, and some of the characters, I have to say, might be a big tab for me, but the action's really good, and King Kong is amazing. So yeah, Kong Skull Island, I think it was actually pretty good. I highly recommend it. Well, I just saw the trailer for Rambo Last Blood, and this one actually does intrigue me a bit. Yeah, I really love of how action-packed it is, and plus, Sylvester Stallone is actually pretty good in that. So yeah, this one actually does interest me a little bit, but I'll know for sure when it comes out. So yeah, the trailer for Rambo Last Blood, this one actually interests me a bit. Well, I just finished up watching Pacific Rim, and I have to say, it was actually pretty good. Yeah. I think, more particularly, the CG is actually pretty good. The action is well shot, and, even the direction, I have to say, is actually really good. So yeah, I guess if anything, I had a really good time seeing Pacific Rim. I highly recommend it all the way. Well, I just recently saw the trailer for Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, and it looks really amazing. Yeah, I love how visually it looks. I love how the characters are interesting, and I really love the atmosphere on this one. So yeah, I guess if anything, I am definitely gonna fire up Netflix when it comes out this August, because if anything, this show looks absolutely gorgeous. Well, by the looks of it, we finally got a trailer for Onward, and not bad. Not bad, to say the least. Yeah, I really love of how Tom Holland and Chris Pratt are really good choices for this movie. The animation actually does look really good, and visually it looks pretty impressive. So yeah, I guess if anything, I'll be looking forward to seeing this movie when it comes out, because yeah, it actually looks really good. Well, I just finished up watching the first X-Men movie, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this movie. Yeah, I love the story, I love the characters, and it's incredibly action-packed, and it's really got a nice sense of charm to it. So if you haven't seen the first X-Men movie, do so. I highly recommend it. It is really, really awesome. Well, I just finished up watching X2, and I have to say, it was actually a really great sequel. Yeah, I really love on how they really bump things up a bit since the first X-Men movie, and not to mention it's still got some really great action and some really great characters as well. So yeah, I really enjoy X2. It is a really great sequel to the first X-Men movie. Well, by the looks of it, I just finished watching X-Men: The Last Stand, and I don't think it's that bad or anything, nor is it even that good, but yeah, I guess if anything, I still really love the action. I thought the characters were pretty good, but the rest I just kind of felt were just playing and just plain bad for the most part. So yeah, X-Men: The Last Stand, it's not the worst, but it's pretty much run-of-the-mill bad. Do I even need to say anything about this movie? I mean, in all seriousness, what can I say about X-Men Origins Wolverine? Nothing in particular. It's awful. I mean, just really, really awful. So yeah, I cannot even describe it in words. X-Men Origins Wolverine, it's just awful. Well, I just finished up watching X-Men First Class, and I really love this movie. Yeah, I really love the new take on how the X-Men is being formed up for the most part, and it's got some really great acting and some really great action scenes as well. So yeah, I really enjoy X-Men First Class. It is really great. Well, I just finished up watching The Wolverine, and I have to say, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, I really love the action. The characters are pretty good, and even the storyline, I have to say, is it's alright at its best. So yeah, I guess if anything, the Wolverine, I have to say, it was actually rather good. Not great, but it's actually a really good film. Well, I just finished up watching X-Men Days of Future Past, and holy crap! That was the best X-Men movie I've ever seen. Yeah, I really love of how they combined everything from the original X-Men trilogy to the beginning series that we're getting right now, and everything else about it is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, X-Men Days of Future Past, I really enjoyed it. Probably now my all-time favorite X-Men movie. Well, I just finished up watching X-Men Apocalypse, and I think it's okay at best, but still, I really do admire the action, the visual effects, and but although I think Apocalypse, I just don't think is actually a really interesting villain. So yeah, I guess if anything, X-Men Apocalypse, I'm split down the middle on this one. It's all right. Well, I just finished up watching Logan, and I have to say, I really love this movie. Yeah, I really love of how heartwarming it is. I really love of how action-packed it is. And on top of that, I really love of how heartbreaking this is. So yeah, I guess if anything, I say this movie is absolutely incredible. Really great so far. So yeah, Logan, I really love it. Definitely well worth it. Man, what can I say about the super duper cut for Deadpool 2? Well, for one thing, it is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I really love of how some of the jokes in it were adding into this version, and yeah, everything else, much like the theatrical version, I really admire. So yeah, the super duper cut of Deadpool 2, I love it as much as I love the original cut.